You know what I hate so much about this argument? Because I've heard it so much. Like, the fetishization of black people exists for men and women alike.
Mhm.
The only difference is that men are celebrated for their sexuality, whereas women are demonized for their sexuality. So like the sexual market value exists for black men and women equivalently.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It
No, it
does.
doesn't.
It does. It
No.
does. However, because there's
So
the
they love
social
me.
repercussion that exists for women in general, whether they are black women, whether they are whatever, women in general, right?
Yeah.
Black women have always been hypersexualized. There's a
Mhm.
reason for that, right? And so I hate hearing that conversation because it takes away from the, I hate hearing that argument because it takes away from the conversation of relationships. We're now all of a sudden equating sexual market value to like long lasting marriages and long term relationships. I hate when we conflate them because they're not the same thing. If black women went out and it was socially acceptable to just, freely spread your knees for whoever you want, it would be fair game. It would absolutely be fair game. And I
You
think
know what?
communities who wouldn't marry black women
You
would
know what?
still be out here trying to dominate black
I
women.
don't. I don't think it's equal because Asian men hate black women. They hate them. They
No,
do.
here's the other thing to that, right? This further enforces it. You have women from other races mimicking black bodies through BBLs, through
Yeah.
all sorts of things and surgery. So, like, why are we pretending like black women are
But
not desirable?
but no, but it's a completely
Nobody
different
said
thing.
that.
Hold on. Those women are doing that to catch the attention of black men. They know our the number one woman we choose is black women. Therefore, they shape their bodies like black women to be attractive to black men.
So let me ask you a question. If that is the case, then why aren't the marriage rates up? Because they can just choose any woman. It doesn't have to be a black woman.
Seriously, that's an excellent question because primarily, this is what I'm actually saying. This is a good point to make. Until you see a change in behavior, attitude, submissiveness, and femininity from black women, black men will not be married in mass. The black woman is still the black man's number one choice. It's still like so let me
That
just
is
be
a fact,
100%.
sir.
Let me
Go ahead and
be
preach it.
100. Let me be the 100% real. Y'all don't really understand how men work because we're in these spaces talking. When men go silent, realize it's over. Because if men are still willing to combat and talk and complain and do all this shit, that they're literally read between the lines. They're just saying, I want black women, but y'all ain't fucking acting right. That's what we're saying. The second dudes start going silent, that's when it's actually a problem. And they're just going to go start looking elsewhere. And the MGTOW movement is really, truly taking over.
Okay.
Well, damn. Way to close an argument.
That's crazy. I have a young man who and I don't mind him. He's a podcaster, and he's a white man, and he loves black women. That's all his podcasts about white men. How to date a black woman. And he actually emailed me today, asked me what. I was like, not tonight's show, but maybe next week, because I would love to hear how that's going, because y'all love to say white men don't like black women. Well, maybe we should hear from white men. Maybe we should hear from white men.
Even to Ina's point, I know white men love black women. There are just not enough black women that white men like. Look at the type of black woman that a white man dates. Thin,
Not
relatively thin. They love natural hair. Love natural hair. They love it.
For sure.
How many of those black women walking around? So when I see big old precious looking ass women where white men love black women, I just literally be looking in the corner of my eye like, not
everybody
you.
ain't shaped like Precious.
So I'm gonna say this, right? Because we see that I think it depends on where that white man is from. Because Trigger Mike, I know you in Texas. I know the white men there like their black women shaped the way that black men like their black women shaped. Right? It depends on where they're from, right?
Yeah.
Middle Eastern men like their black women very shapely. So it's a certain type of white man that likes that particular type of black woman. She's typically either extremely dark skinned or extremely
Lupita.
mulatto, right? Yeah, or she's very like the stereotypical mixed chick, right? Is one or the other. But that type of white man really like there's a narrow stereotype that picks that type of black woman. There are other white men that pick other black women.
So I think that is true, and it's actually most closely related. It works by social class. So if a white dude is making money, he's a director, he's definitely getting the top tier black chick. Natural hair, thin, extremely feminine, that type. The lower you go down in class, and this dude is blue collar, and he's a mechanic, and those are the dudes with the thick black chicks. But they talk black. Those dudes are actually black. They
But
don't
those
act
dudes
white.
are okay because those are the dudes you're advocating for.
What dudes?
But that's the blue collar guy
I'm
that you're
advocating for white men to
for.
date black women.
No, you're advocating for that guy. Period. Black.
Sure.
Right. So what was the difference? Just because he's white?
No, I just mean like the thicker you see him, the dude is he's not Zach Morris. He's not the the owner of the dealership. That dude's going to get him a well squared away black woman that's thin, smiles, waves like this, all that type of shit.
Mike, I have a question. Can I ask you a quick question? The type of woman that you said white men, the type of black woman that you said that white men typically date. Why distinct that with just white men? Because that's the same type of fucking woman that we want. The feminine woman, the in shape woman, or the woman that cares about her health. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
The like the same one you described is the same damn one that we want.
So let me ask you a question. So why is it okay for you to want things but not for women to want what
Hold on. And let me answer AP's question. Now, AP, pause for a second. I just went out. I was supposed to go to the aquarium. There was too much traffic. So we went to Cheesecake Factory because Rainforest Cafe had a two-hour wait. We went to Cheesecake Factory and there were like 3 or 4 black families that sat down. And you want to know what? Most of the black women that are married fit that stereotype. Meaning that men already judge and say with their own eyes, I'm going to marry a thinner woman. And most of them had 2 kids. I had 2 kids. The dude next to me had 2 kids. Wife, elegant, feminine, very soft-spoken, sit upright. So when black men choose a wife, we still go for that type, which I would say is a reason why so many black women aren't married. Because those women will. Black men are less. We discriminate less with women that we have sex with, but we still discriminate as hard with the women that we marry. Does it make sense?